Sheeds, it was a good game of football to watch. In the end, going down to the Bulldogs in a bit of a thriller. How did you view it in the end?
G'day, Josh. Look, our form is building without getting a win, which is highly frustrating for all of us. We have seen some growth over the last month and played a really good side in Centrals, and it's been a bit of a consistent theme for us probably the last couple of weeks, just around making sure we capitalise when we get our chance, and we didn't early again. We probably kicked the ball a bit too long inside 50 and got rushed early, and then had some really good plays which we could have maximised our scoring opportunities on, and we didn't. And went into half time. I think it was 3 goals 11 to 4 goals 4, and we felt like we were playing some pretty good footy. And credit to the boys, we continued to fight, and we're still 5 points in the game late, and had locked the ball in our front half quite heavily in the last quarter, but they defended well, and we just couldn't capitalise on our inside forward 50s.
Yeah, it was a tight, contested game in the first half, and 1 goal 6 in the first quarter, and 3-11 at half time. How frustrating is that as a coach when you're getting it in there and you're probably winning the contest and you just can't put it on the board?
Probably don't feel frustrated at the time. You probably feel a bit more frustrated, as do the players, when you review it and look on it and understand the opportunities we had. But in game, I think the mood was really good. Everyone was up and about. We were dominating game early, which prior to probably the Eagles round 2 and South last week, we probably hadn't got off to great starts. So it was really good against a good side to get off to a really fast start, and went in with a certain way how we wanted to play early to get a bit of territory, and boys did a great job at that. And like I said, we just couldn't capitalise early, and it could have looked different at quarter time and at half time, but it didn't. But the good thing is, our form is building, and it's getting better each week, and we don't feel like it's too far away from consistently winning games of footy.
You must have been really pleased with the first half of the third quarter. What was the message at half time? Because they certainly responded, and it turned from a contested game into sort of breaking open.
I was just more taking what the game presents. We want to play a certain way this year and be able to run the ball through the arcs, and we feel we can run pretty well as a footy club, and just about maximising our outnumber opportunities, and how we can best move the ball forward with our numbers. And I think it was some CB really in the third quarter. Finn Hearn, Bain and Lowe in particular got to work at centre bounce, and we isolated Jackson Callow in our front half, and I think he took three marks inside 50 from CB in third quarter, and that put a bit of distance in the game at that point, which was pleasing.
Yeah, you must be pleased with Finn Hearn. He had a Harry Boyd style of game on the weekend with 38 hitouts and nearly 20 disposals and 12 tackles, 9 clearances. He's been excellent in that role as an underside ruck, hasn't he?
He's been great all year. Early we weren't playing him in there, and then it was a decision to I guess play him in the ruck, and he's been pretty consistent in there, and he's doing a lot of workload for us, and he's very valuable and in a lot of areas, and one's around hit outs and using his brute strength around contested ground balls as well, and getting in our contest method, and getting involved as another midfielder. So he's been really strong for a number of weeks.
And Surman played reserves and was best on in that game. Do you see him coming back in the side this weekend against Westies, or continuing with Finn, or you're not too sure?
We're not sure yet. We've got match committee tomorrow night. Luke had done a fair bit of training, but I guess in terms of joining in, match simulation and some football-related training he hadn't done a lot of. So we felt it was the best opportunity on the weekend to play in the development side and get some minutes into him. And, yeah, he obviously went very strongly touched the ball 26 times. And we know what he can do, Luke, when he's up and going. He can be a really strong ruckman in the competition, and it will give us the flexibility to be able to play Finn a bit more ahead of the ball, which we haven't had all year. So some good discussions at match committee, which we're looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, one that may be missing is Kennley with a calf. What was the result of that injury?
We think so at the minute. We're not sure. He gets it looked at today, and he did come off halfway through the third quarter. It was quite tight up high in his calf, so we'll wait and see. We'll know more tonight or tomorrow when we get the results, but fingers crossed. It feels. I already spoke to him today. He said it feels a lot better, so we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, for sure. And Newton wasn't out as well with the quad. He's obviously, the mid-season draft is coming up this week. Do you obviously have any scope on whether he's been looked at, or what the lay of the land is with that?
He's definitely been looked at, as a number of kids would have been in SA. It's you don't really know. The recruiters never give away too much. There's been a couple of clubs talk to us about a number of players. So, look, Jacob was a very high prospect last year, and obviously had the foot injury, the navicular, in July, which really cut his season short. He was playing some really good footy and some state footy, and by all reports, if he continued the way he was likely to get drafted. So I guess a lot of clubs have that in the back of their mind, and then he hasn't done his chances any harm by coming in this year, and he kicked 6 goals in the last 2 games of league footy, and probably played a little bit different to what he's played in the past. He's probably been more aerially than at ground level, so which is good as well. Gives him more strings to his bow. So we're not. Yeah, I guess the footy club, we're not sure. If I'm a gambling man, I'd think he's maybe gone, but we don't know.
And back on Friday night's game, you must have been really impressed with the pressure and the way the guys went about it. Had 86 tackles and more disposals than them, and clearances were relatively even. So you certainly brought the heat from early on in the game.
Yeah, we've got a number of KPIs that we're judging our game off for the moment, and a lot of the stats that you just said is what we need to look good at, and play a lot of Friday night games and play on a really small deck. So we want to play a certain way where we can get the ball inside our front half and keep it in there as long as we can. So really happy. Can't fault endeavour and the boys' commitment to each other and the club. It's just I guess being better in front of the big sticks and finishing our chances. And we had lots. I think we had 23 shots on goal through points and behinds, and another 8 that either rolled over the line or went out of bounds on the full. So we probably had 30 shots on goal, which can look at it glass half empty or full. And I'm definitely in the full space at the moment around. We're giving ourselves lots of good looks. So it's now just the ability to finish our playoff. Yeah,
and how's the vibe in the group? You've had 4 really good weeks. Won one of the games, but certainly gave yourself the chance to win against the Crows and on the weekend and against the Bays. So you certainly track in the right direction.
Yeah. The mood's pretty strong. Got great leaders and a really pretty consistent group and mature group. So they understand. I think we all have a ladder, and everyone knows what it looks like and wins and losses. But for us right now, probably don't really talk about the ladder or our wins and losses. We talk about the process and how we can consistently get better, and that's what we're focusing on. And if we do that and break it down, then we can get better over a period of time, and that's what we're aiming to do. Yeah,
you got West Adelaide this week, and they've got the one win and played some good footy and some not. It's probably similar to you. What's the plan this week?
Well, like every other week, we prepare best we can for opposition, and every game in the NFL is tough, and if you don't rock up and play at a certain level, you'll get found out. Westies knocked off North a few weeks ago, and I know the way Hearts coaches, they're really strong and combative around the contest, and will play a one-on-one brand and get numbers back behind the footy and really make it hard for opposition as good sides do and good coach sides will, and that's what we'll face this week. And we need to prepare best we can for whoever we play and be ready to play our best footy. And for us, it's also about us as well, like we talked about before, keep building on our KPIs and making sure that we're in the positive in a lot of them. And if we get that right, then the game half looks after itself.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Sheeds, and good luck against the Bloods on Saturday.
No worries. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Sheeds.